Season 5, baby!
My God, it's been
5 seasons.
It's been too much. Too much.
What do you mean too much?
Sometimes it's just too much. Who wants to watch 5 seasons of us banter?
I don't know. Apparently someone does.
Someone.
But, you know, I think it's nice. Here's to season 5.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Charming Analysis podcast, and welcome to our first video of 2024.
Crazy.
And our first podcast of 2024 as well.
This is crazy.
It's crazy.
Yes, it's crazy.
Alright, so for today's episode, we're going to be talking about the movie Ladybird. So, why don't you explain what Ladybird is about, honey?
Okay. I like that you always have to say, Jay, why don't you explain?
Well, because you're better at explaining some stuff than me, so I really wanted you to explain.
It's a slice of life girl about a senior
in high
school who wants to get accepted to a non-religious college, and because she thinks that her life is overwhelming, so she tries to do things to separate her quote unquote boring life, as she puts it, and stuff like that. And it's pretty much a journey through her senior year and her trying to get into college and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Basically a coming of age story. Right, honey?
Mm-hmm.
So, what did you think of Ladybird? I'll have you go first.
I thought it was alright. I thought it was alright. I don't think, I think people, I don't know. I should stop listening to, I just put movies on the recommendation list because of how, either good they are or how bad they are. I normally hear it from word of mouth. So it's not bad that I saw, a movie that's just alright. At least I can say that I saw it, and I can say that it's alright. I didn't really feel
that much of an attachment.
Maybe somebody who grew up someone who grew up like that. Maybe. I'm not sure. Even though, I don't know. I feel like this says more to people who grew up in this. Who actually had, actually wanted to go to different colleges and stuff like that. Not sure if this relates to you or anything like that in a much stronger way.
Well, this definitely relates to me because this is the kind of stuff, I grew up with and stuff like that. I can relate to Ladybird / Christine is basically her name. But I can relate to her in this aspect. Personally, I liked it. I thought it was interesting. I liked seeing, her grow and adjust over time and stuff. You can really see her improve on herself and learn, hey, I need to start acting like a better person.
Yeah.
I think this is between, ages 16 to 18, I believe.
Yeah,
for,
around
her.
There.
So, yeah, it's basically her growing up from the last end of her teenage years to the beginning of her adulthood and stuff like that. And personally, I liked this movie. I thought it was interesting. Is it the best movie we've seen? Probably not. But I do think it's all right for what it is.
Yeah, it's all right. I guess I don't know. I thought it would be more of a
more dramatic and stuff like that.
No, I wasn't even looking at that. It just seemed like kind of not one thing was focused on, which I guess was the point of that. It's just those are not the types of ways that I like to digest stories. I don't normally like I normally don't like the edit flash, the flash editing through a person's life.
You just like experiencing it.
I like experience. I like to sit back, let the moment breathe and everything. And because of that, I just don't think those moments hit that strong because of that, And
I can understand that. I get that. Everyone likes to experience stuff differently, which is completely understandable.
I'm just saying, like, maybe, like, I could have maybe a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think I don't know if it was, because it's Greta Thunberg. I want to give her, I think it's Greta Thunberg. I think that's her name, Greta Thunberg.
Is that the actress?
No, the director.
I don't know who made this.
Well, she went on to go direct Barbie.
Which I can definitely see the inspiration.
I can see it
this.
a little bit, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like I guess that was more of a story I guess I could get behind. But like, apart from this, that's more of a story that's catered towards my personal taste than
the Barbie movie,
than what this one did.
Yeah,
with like looking at coming of age stories. I just don't think that it just kind of. I just don't think it kind of clicked for me because it was moving too fast.
Yeah, a lot happened.
Yeah.
Within almost 2 hours of this movie.
It's not even 2 hours. It's an hour and a half.
Well, almost 2 hours. I say almost just to kind of.
And no, I don't think it would have worked better in like. I think movies should be a perfect like length depending on how lengthy they are. Like, I don't think that it should matter how much the length is, as long as you tell like a cohesive story within that time.
Yeah.
So
I feel like the story could have been a bit better. I will say that. Mm-hmm. But other than the fact that like the story kind of moved a bit fast, which I'm not surprised. They kind of jumped from like different parts of her life and stuff like that. So it is one of those things to where if you like watching people grow up and stuff like that.
If you like coming of age movies, which there's so many of those already.
Yeah, if you're into coming of age movies, you're probably going to like this a lot better than some other people.
I do like coming of age movies. I just didn't click with this one.
Yeah, this is one of those like circumstances to where like not everything is going to click with you. I personally liked this. I think they did a good job representing something like that because I can relate to some of her experiences with that. But I can understand from your perspective, honey, that it's probably not your cup of tea, which I can completely understand.
Yeah.
But it was interesting getting to see like her develop through the whole thing because she's basically a rebellious teenager.
Yeah, she's
very rebellious.
Yeah. Oh.
To the point where like
she's rebellious in a way that where she's like she's not doing anything that's like going to really like
impact her life
or her family or anything like that.
Like she's not going overboard with it. She's going enough to where like she dips her toe in it and kind of like shows that, hey, I don't like how you're treating me.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. I want to do stuff my own way, which is not a bad thing. Like I feel like they handled it in a very mature way with her character, but I feel like she could have done a bit better with her choices and stuff like that. Because one of the things that she ended up doing a lot, which I was kind of surprised at, was she jumped from like friends and boyfriends like a lot more often than I was thinking at first. Because this takes place in the 2000s.
I think that's why I just didn't have a connection. Every character that we meet, including the main character, jumps a lot.
Yeah, like her best friend Julie is only there for like half the movie and then she's gone. Then her other friend that she made is barely even in the movie, like a third of the movie and then gone. But what I was going to say is this does take place in the 2000s, so a lot of stuff is different from now and stuff like that. I think this, you said this came out 2019, right?
Yeah.
So for a movie being from the 2000s era, like I can definitely see a lot of the like experiences with it because like I grew up around that time, but like when I was a lot younger than the protagonist in this. But I did grow up with a lot of the stuff that she was basically going through and stuff like that. I guess one of the questions I do want to ask is, how do you feel like they handled this movie for her perspective? Do you feel like they did a good job kind of showing how rebellious she is and how she matures and stuff throughout the movie? Like, do you feel like she did good character development, or do you feel like it's kind of meh? Because I think they did an all right job. Like, they could have done better a little bit in some parts, but then again, everyone's gonna experience shit differently. So, but what do you think, honey? Do you feel like she did good character development from the beginning to end?
Well, I guess we never see how it ends.
Which is
it kind of feels like the same person from the beginning, which I'm not expecting her to grow within a year, but like...
I get that, but I wish they could have, like, showed a bit more, like, of her progression, because literally, spoilers if you haven't seen Ladybird, she basically goes to a church, sees people singing, goes out and thanks her mom on a phone call, and then the movie just abruptly ends. Like, we don't really get, like oh, this is her, like, in a few years. I don't mind
things ending ambiguously. It just...
And that's fine, but...
I guess the point of her walking into the church was accepting some part of her... past back into play. I don't mind an ending being ambiguous. It's just... I just didn't really see a change in her specifically.
Like, she didn't really change that much. Like, she basically, like... She changed how she acted toward her mom. That's, like, the main thing. The main stuff that she changed about herself is mainly how she interacted with her mom, like, toward the end. Because she basically grows to, like, show a lot of hatred toward her mom. She favors her dad more than her mom. Which is understandable. I can understand that. She also, like, basically, she's trying to learn how to, like, be friends with people, but she kind of, like, she's not really a good role model in a sense. Mm-hmm. Like, she basically is doing all the wrong things, in quotes, or a lot of stuff that is seen as morally wrong. Like, she's smoking at a young age, she's having her first time at a young age, and drinking and stuff. Like, she just turned 18, like, literally at the end of the movie. Mm-hmm. So a lot of the shit, like, she's doing is a lot of stuff that she shouldn't be doing at her age, but she's, like, sneaking around to do said stuff, which is, like, it's one of those things to where it is technically morally wrong that she's doing all this shit, but you kind of, like, she's trying to grow up a bit too fast. But she's also, like, trying to, I guess, get it out of her system before she ends up getting older, I guess. I think is the best way to put it. Who is your favorite character in this movie? Because I didn't really have a favorite, if I'm being honest.
I don't know. The closeted gay guy, like...
Besides him. I liked him, though. We never really got to see his resolve to his story. But
I guess that's the point. You never get to see these people resolve, which is why it makes me kind of hard to connect to the movie.
that I can definitely see.
I don't know.
That's the only downside with doing coming-of-age stories sometimes is, like...
I thought I would have a lot more to say about it because of how many people really love this movie. I just don't have anything to say about it because it's just...
it's just average.
It's just meh to me.
Like, I consider it average. Like, it's not bad, but I feel like they could have done a bit better with said movie. But I can definitely see the inspiration for the scenes in the Barbie movie we did see, though. Mm-hmm. I can definitely see the inspiration behind it, especially with this movie. So that is something I do appreciate because we actually did like the Barbie movie. So the director is good with doing impactful stuff.
Yeah, they are, and I hope that they're, like, you know, they do more, well, clearly they're going to do more, like, feminist movies, because that is their wheelhouse, but it's, like, it just didn't, like, click with me for this one.
And that's fine, like, not every movie's going to click for you.
That's
like,
fine.
And I get that.
I know that. I don't regret that. But, I guess I could give my rating.
Do you have anything else to say before we do? Because I pretty much gave my, like, opinion on it. Like, how about I go first?
Go ahead.
So, it's an alright movie. It's not a bad movie. But there is a lot of improvement that kind of does need to be addressed. Like, if you're going to do a story that's left ambiguous, I feel like they could have done it, at least given us some kind of conclusion, or at least they can go ambiguous but kind of hint at, you know, what's going to happen to him. I feel like that's what they should have done with this. But, like, the movie is all right. If you really liked the impactful scenes of the Barbie movie, you might like this, but it's completely different in a sense. Like, you'll definitely see a lot of, like, similarities to how they do stuff with this movie and the Barbie movie. Like, it's completely different movies, but you get what I'm trying to say? Mm-hmm. Like, you can see the influences of this movie in the Barbie movie. Yeah. And I definitely saw that in this. Like, they're good at doing impactful scenes, but they need to bring the story together as a whole for it to be better, in my opinion. So, for me, personally, I would give this a 6 out of 10. Like, it's alright. It's not bad. It's just... it's not that impactful, honestly, if I had to pick. I'm
going to give it maybe a 5 out of 10.
You give it a 5?
Yeah.
Would you recommend this to somebody?
If they were a fan of Greta Gerwig, then yeah. I mean, it is her debut, so I guess if you...
which I can understand. If it's your first film, I can kind of understand that. Like, you're still getting your footing. But it depends on how you execute the movie. I'm looking at you, M. Night Shyamalan, when you did Sixth Sense. Apparently that was your fucking peak. Which is like, damn.
I don't know. Have you seen any other M. Night Shyamalan movies?
No. Well, according to you, that's his peak. But anyway.
Maybe you could find good things in M. Night Shyamalan. Maybe you can find good things. Maybe. I've never even... I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that is my rating of 5 out of 10.
Yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10. Meh. I would probably recommend this if you're into the director and stuff like that.
But you probably already are, so...
yeah, but for a debut film, I feel like it could be improved on. But that's pretty much all I have to say on it. Do you have anything else to say on it? Not really. But thank you guys for watching, and be on the lookout for more content coming soon. Just a reminder, for those who didn't see our announcement on our end of the year live stream, the end of the year podcast, me and Jay are going to start live streaming this year and stuff. And if you guys are interested, we are doing a podcast on the 12th of January. It's going to be at 10:30 p.m. So if you guys are interested, I thought I'd tell you guys this in case you didn't see the end of our year podcast from last year. Mm-hmm. We are going to be doing that. I am going to be letting you guys know about it until that date. And that way, if you guys are interested in coming on, you guys can follow us on Twitch, because that's where we're going to be streaming at. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out.